Hello and welcome to yet another session about UK visa. And this session is about UK expansion worker visa. The more emphasis and focus will be on how to set up a branch in the UK. So let's start our session. My name is Ahmed Abdul Azim, and today I am going to discuss how to open a branch in the UK. First, I take you to the screen where you can see um, what are the or why a branch is supposed to be registered in the UK. So let me show you the requirements first, where it is required to open a branch. Uh, so now you can see that this is the official Gov UK guidance, which talks about UK expansion worker visa. And UK expansion worker visa is one of the subcategories of global business mobility visa categories. Within the global business mobility visa categories, there are temporary visas, there are permanent long term visas. So, expansion worker visa is a temporary visa. What is the difference between a short term or temporary and long term and permanent visa is that one visa category does not take you to settlement or permanent residence in the UK. The long term or permanent type of visa leads to settlement in the UK. So UK expansion worker visa is temporary visa and it does not lead to permanent residence in the UK. But to start with, for UK expansion worker visa, this is the requirement. I repeat, I read from this sentence overview. A UK expansion worker visa allows you to come to the UK to set up a branch of an overseas business that has not started trading in the UK. Now, we see that there are number of conditions which have been stipulated in this sentence. So, number one, who will come to set up a branch in the UK? The UK expansion worker. He will be coming on UK expansion worker visa. Then why they will come? To set up a branch. Look, I emphasize the term is branch of an overseas business, means the main head office, that must be the principal office, must be based outside the UK. So what is the relationship? The parent company or the head office or the principal business will be based outside the UK, but they will be opening a branch in the UK. So next condition is that branch, that overseas business has not started trading in the UK yet. So, to apply and become eligible for UK expansion worker visa, the branch must not have started trading in the UK. These are the basic conditions. Now, we have learned that we are supposed to open a branch. So, now I will take you to the official form which is supposed to be completed to apply for registration as a branch of an overseas business. This form will show you the information to be submitted along with types of and the documents which are required to be submitted along with the application for registration of the branch. So now I take you to the next window and we will talk about um, how to register a branch in the UK. Just a minute, let me bring in the screen. Now, this is the form. The Companies House is the regulatory authority in the UK, which registers the companies and the overseas establishments who want to set up their presence in the UK. So this is the official document which is uh, which is issued by the Companies House, that if overseas business intends to open their UK establishment, then this is the form, which is OSIN 01. This form is supposed to be completed and submitted. This says a fee is payable with this form, and all the fee and how to pay will come towards the later stage. But before proceeding, I can give you a hint that the fee is just £20. £20 is the fees for applying for registration as a branch. So how to pay? This information will be provided towards the end of the form. Now, what information we are supposed to provide in this application, or what documents are supposed to be provided? So I read through, and I hope that I will try to make it easy for for businesses to understand. That number one, part one is talks about overseas company, the overseas principal business, the main parent company, overseas company details, corporate name of overseas company. We are supposed to give the corporate name of the overseas company. And uh, do you propose to carry on business in the UK under the corporate name as incorporated in your home state or country, or under an alternative name? Now, they are providing you two options here. You can open your branch with the same name as the name of the principal company abroad, or you can have an alternative name of your branch in the UK. So this is the opportunity for you to give your main name as well as alternative name. If you want to operate under a different name, you are supposed to write here at the time of applying for registration as a branch. So A2 is alternative name of overseas company. Please show the alternative name that the company will use to do business in the UK. Now, overseas company name restrictions. There are certain restrictions in using the name. So if you submit the information, you will find out what names can be used, and if there is some limitations, or there are some restrictions on a specific name which you intend to use to incorporate your branch in the UK, the authorities will notify you that whether this name is permitted or there are certain restrictions. If there are restrictions, then you have the opportunity to amend your name and apply afresh. The part two continues. It talks about overseas company details. Particulars previously delivered. Have particulars about this company been previously delivered in respect of another UK establishment? Yes or no? So if sometimes it may happen, then somebody may have initially previously tried to set up a branch in name of the overseas business. So if that is the same overseas business, then Companies House would have the necessary details. So you can type here that if that kind of information was provided previously, then you can write the UK establishment registration number. Now, I invite you to this point here. You see within part 2B1 question, it talks about UK establishment registration number. It starts with BR. BR stands for branch. So if it was previously registered, so you can write the branch number which was previously assigned at the time of previous registration, if any. Then B2, about credit or financial institutions. Is the company a credit or financial institution? Yes or no? If you want to start the business which is related to credit or financial institutions, then you are supposed to let them know whether the answer is yes or no. Then the company details, B3. If the company is registered in its own country of incorporation, please enter the details below. So this is talking about the home country of the parent business or principal business. If they are incorporated as a company, the Companies House needs to know what is the legal form of that company. what is the name of country of incorporation, if that business is registered on any specific register of businesses, then you should state the name of that register. And if they have got a registration number, then you should state the registration number here. So this is about the original parent business back home. Question B4 talks about governing law and accounting requirements. The governing law, please give the law under which the company is incorporated back in home country. Is the company required to prepare, audit, and disclose accounting documents under present parent law? Yes or no? So if that parent business is required to prepare the accounts and conduct audit and do the disclosure requirements, then you are supposed to state here answer yes or no, as the case may be. Then please give the period for which the company is required to prepare accounts by parent law. This is again talking about the parent business in their home country. So this is the starting date of the year and the closing date of the year. Please give the period allowed for the preparation and public disclosure of accounts for the above accounting period. Sometimes countries have different time frame within the starting from the year end to the release of the accounts. Sometimes it is the audited accounts. So you need to state within how many months the accounts are supposed to be released. Latest disclosed accounts are copies. So this is the question number B5. Latest disclosed accounts, as copies of the latest disclosed accounts being sent with this form. Please note, if accounts have been disclosed, a copy must be sent with the form, and if applicable, with a certified translation. So in case if the accounts are in different language, obviously we need to submit a certified translation for that. What are the different requirements for translations? You can contact us and we will give you the necessary details about translation requirements. So either yes or please indicate what documents have been disclosed. Please tick this box if you have enclosed a copy of the accounts. Please tick this box if you have enclosed a certified translation of the accounts. Please tick this box if no accounts have been disclosed. The next question is basically part 3 about constitution. The first section is C1. This is about constitution of the company. The following documents must be delivered with this application: certified copy of the company's constitution, and if applicable, a certified translation. Please tick the appropriate box below. I have enclosed a certified copy of the company's constitution. I enclose a certified translation if applicable. Then question C2, constitutional documents. Are all of the following details in the copy of the constitutional documents of the company? Address of principal place of business or registered office in home country of incorporation. Number 2, objects of the company. Number 3, amount of issued share capital. Then it talks about offices of the company. In C3, information not included in the constitutional documents. So just like building or number, just address, the street number, post town, country, postcode, country, that parent company details, objects of the company, if these are not disclosed in the documents we have submitted, and amount of issued share capital we are supposed to disclose here. Then part 4 talks about offices of the company. Have particulars about this company been previously delivered in respect of another UK establishment? Yes. Please ensure you entered the registration number in section B1 above, and then go to part 5 of this form. If you have said no, then complete the offices detail here. Number 1, D1, secretary. Use this section to list all the secretaries of the company. Please complete section D1 to D3. For a corporate secretary, complete section E1 to E5. Please use a continuation page if necessary. So you are supposed to give their forename, full forename, then surname, any former names. Then secretary's service office, their address, street, post town, country, region, postcode, and country. Then what type of authority secretary has got. Please enter the extent of your authority as secretary. Please tick one box. Extent of authority is limited or unlimited. Description of limited authority. Are you authorized to act alone or jointly? Alone or jointly, tick the box as required. If applicable, names of persons with whom you are acting jointly. Then corporate secretary. Then if this is not an individual human being, it is a corporate secretary, then you are supposed to complete from E1 to E5 sections. And then comes the director details. Director details, use this section to list all of the directors of the company. Please complete section F1 to F5. For a corporate director, complete section G1 to G3. Please use a continuation page if necessary. So full forename, surname, their former name, state of residence, nationality, date of birth, and business occupation. Director's service address, their address, street, post town, all those details. Then director's authority, whether this is limited, unlimited, or if description of limited authority. Are you authorized to act alone or jointly? Alone or jointly, we are supposed to click as required. And then if applicable, names of persons with whom you are acting jointly. Now, the above document section, the above information, the above pages would have been disclosed publicly on the website of the company's house, but from this section, this page onwards, this page is not shown on the public record. So what is the director's date of birth? Director's usual residential address. Previously, we gave the address for the service or business place. Now this is the residential address of the director. Higher protection, only tick the box below if you are in the process of applying for or have been granted higher protection by the registrar from disclosing your usual residential address to credit reference agencies. There are further requirements. I believe that most of the businesses who are coming from abroad, this would not apply, but I'm at this point of time just talking about this registration in general terms. If somebody has got a question, they want to know further about higher protection, they can contact us and we will be able to explain what is this all about. Then if previously I said that if it is a human being individual, then we are supposed to give detail above. If it is a corporate director, we are supposed to give detail in question from G1 onwards. And then UK establishment details. So previously we were talking about parent company or principal business. So we were talking about that business back home, overseas country. Now we are talking about UK establishment, the branch we are going to register. So H1, part 1, H1 is documents previously delivered constitution. Has the company previously registered a certified copy of the company's constitution with material delivered in respect of another UK establishment? Yes, no. You are supposed to give the branch number if it was previously registered. Documents previously delivered, accounting documents. Has the company previously delivered a copy of company's accounting documents with material delivered in respect of another UK establishment? Yes, no. Again, you are supposed to state the establishment registration number. H3 is delivery of accounts and reports. This section must be completed, though all the relevant sections must be completed above, but this is also mandatory. Please state if the company intends to comply with accounting requirements with respect to this establishment or in respect of another UK establishment. You are supposed to tick yes in respect of this establishment or in respect of another establishment. Again, you are supposed to give the establishment registration number if it was previously registered. Particulars of UK establishment. You must enter the name, address of the UK establishment. Name of establishment, building, street, post town, country, postcode, and date of establishment opened, business carried on at the UK establishment. All this is supposed to be disclosed. Permanent representative in the UK. Please enter the name and address of every person authorized to represent the company as a permanent representative of the company in respect of the UK establishment. Permanent representatives detail their full name, their surname, then their this permanent representative service address, their address, their postcode, Then permanent representatives authority, again, whether what is the extent of authority, is it limited, unlimited? Same question if it is acting alone or jointly. If jointly, they are supposed to give the name of the person they are acting jointly. Then again, this page is not shown in the public records, but you are supposed to complete this document, this section as well. J4 is permanent representatives usual residential address. So all residential address details are supposed to be provided. Again, higher protection, as we discussed. If somebody knows, intends to know further about higher protection, or if this applies to them, just contact us for further information assistance. Then part 7 is person authorized to accept service. Does the company have any person in the UK authorized to accept service of documents on behalf of the company in respect of its UK establishment? So we are supposed to give their details. The K1 talks about detail of person authorized to accept service of documents in the UK, their full name, surname, their service address, street, postcode, all those details. Then somebody who is completing this application, they are supposed to sign. So who can complete this application? A director can submit this application, a secretary can submit this application, or a permanent representative can submit this application. They are supposed to sign this application here. And if somebody else is presenting submitting this information, completing this application form, they can also give their details. So if Companies House has any issue with the document, they can contact them. So there is a checklist. You are supposed to submit the overseas corporate name of the form, which should match with the constitutional documents you have submitted precisely. So whatever name you are submitting about the overseas business, that name should match with the original registration incorporation document of the parent company, the documents which have been provided or submitted from the home country. So these two names must match. You have included a copy of the appropriate correspondence in regards to sensitive words, if appropriate. Again, I discussed previously sensitive words. If somebody has got any apprehension or issue, we can discuss about this issue. You have included certified copies and certified translations of the constitutional documents, if appropriate. You are supposed to tick all these, that you should ensure that these have been complied with, this has been fulfilled. You have included a copy of the latest disclosed accounts and certified translations, if appropriate. You have completed all of the company details in section B3. If the company has not registered an existing establishment, you have complete detail for all company secretaries and directors in part 4, if the company has not registered an existing establishment. And addressee, any addresses given must be a physical location. They cannot be a PO box number unless part of a full service address DX number. You have completed details for all permanent representatives in part 6 and persons authorized to accept service in part 7. You have signed the form and you have enclosed the correct fee. So what is the fee? The fee is a fee of £20 is payable to Companies House in respect of a registration of an overseas company. Make checks or postal orders payable to Companies House. Where to send? Within England and Wales, the Registrar of Companies, Companies House, Crown Way, Cardiff, Wales, CF14 3UZ, DX 33050, Cardiff. The Scotland address is the Registrar of Companies, Companies House, 4th floor, Edinburgh, key to 139 Fountain Bridge, Edinburgh, Scotland, EH3 9FF, DX ED235, Edinburgh 1. Northern Ireland, the Registrar of Companies, Companies House, 2nd floor, the Linen Hall, 3238 Linen Hall Street, Belfast, Northern Ireland, BT2 8BG, DX481, NR Belfast 1. The normal address of the Companies House, Registrar of Companies, PO Box 4082, Cardiff, CF14 3WE. This form is available in alternative format as well. Please visit the form page on the website at www.gov.uk/Companies House. So this is the form. This completes this presentation. that I have tried to talk about which precise application form overseas business are supposed to complete and submit in the UK to register their branch in the UK. So this is the session. I have talked about pretty much about which form to be completed and documents to be submitted. So this form already shows what documents are supposed to be submitted. So I have covered everything. My name is Ahmed Abdul Azim, and you are welcome to contact me for any assistance. I think that video has gone too big, so I need to stop this session at the earliest, so that to make this video as short as possible. But this information was supposed to be provided to me. I was supposed to provide because so many people were contacting us to provide them information about how to register a branch in the UK. So thank you for being present in the session and watching this session. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day. Bye bye.